We continue our conference, and now we have another set of topics, two of them, which are really exciting. And this one, which is going to be just now, is pleasant for me, especially for two reasons. First one, it will be told to you by my current colleague, Tetiana Ostroverkh, and she will talk more about herself when she will start her speech. But at the moment, I just want to focus on the second reason why I think this topic is great. It's innovative, as everything you heard today so far. This one is also innovative, and Tetiana will tell you about how to apply the Agile mindset outside of delivery projects, because we all used to use Agile for organizing the delivery process, but whether we can do this effectively outside of the delivery, this is something that Tetiana will tell you about today. Tetiana, welcome on board.
Hi. Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk to you about the Agile mindset, what it is, and I will tell you my own story. As Denise said, I currently work at a PMO office, and I currently left delivery projects for a little bit over a year right now. Before that, I delivered different software projects and products in different companies with different teams for over 10 years. And right now, I switched to being a PMO Competence Manager and Agile Trainer. And this work, it takes a lot of different skills which weren't actually a part of my delivery life, day to day. So I will tell you a little bit about Agile mindset as it is and how people practice it involuntarily in their life. And I will share our case at SoftServe, how we implement it in non-delivery work, and a little bit about the cases where you can also use it. Let's reiterate first on what Agile mindset is. If you remember, there is such an old document as Agile Manifesto. It all started with it. And if we strip it off different details that are related to development, delivery, teamwork, and stuff like that, we are left with the key words which really are what it takes to be an agile person. So, test yourself. If you value people and interaction, you can consider yourself with agile mindset. What it means that you came to office or you work from your home office, and suddenly, well, you finished your working day and you say, okay, no, I don't care for people no more, and I don't want to talk with anyone about anything. So that doesn't work like that. If you value people and interaction, you really do this in your office and outside your work. The second one is get working results. Whatever you do in life, like if you have a delivery project, a large portfolio, you are a result-oriented person by default, being a manager. Also, if you have personal goals like family goals, do-it-yourself home projects, you also get working results there if you truly adopted Agile mindset. So you remain a result-oriented person in your life outside work. Another thing is very important. It's a collaborate principle, collaboration. If you are a truly agile person at heart and mind, you believe that team collaboration and being with people, doing work with people is very important. And even though you could be a great individual contributor yourself, you value working with team more. And over this year, we have all been separated from each other. You know, it has been hard. And for a lot of people who adopted Agile mindset, it was a little bit easier because they felt belonging to the team and they felt reunited, while even being remote from colleagues by valuing the teamwork and collaborating. And the last, but not the least, is ability to respond to change. In these times, which are truly turbulent, in this uncertain reality, responding to change has become very important because that allowed us, human beings, to adjust and to adapt to the new reality. It took all of your agile mindset to adjust and to be here with us right now and, you know, to survive this whole pandemic thing and be sane. So, what if I told you that once you start practicing Agile, it just stays for you for your whole life. And when you are suddenly changing your work environment, it doesn't go. The only notice that I would like to give you is that by just doing drill, repeating ceremonies one by one, and just going and repeating what is written in books, white papers, different articles, that will not bring you any result up until you take a moment to self-reflect, to really feel it a little bit more on emotional level, how your ways of working changed, how you as a performer has changed, how you became an agent of change. So by just doing the drill, you are not going to get a result. By doing the drill and then by taking a moment to reflect on it and then to change a little bit your core mindset, you will obtain the real working result. So that what makes your agile practices perfect in work and outside work and well, wherever. And now I have set the tone to our further discussion, I hope. And I will share my story. Imagine after 10 years, I left delivery projects, and one day, one beautiful Monday, my calendar was completely empty. And then I asked my current manager, 𝗧𝗲𝗁𝗏𝗵, what should I do? I actually don't know what to do this beautiful Monday because I don't have any more delivery meetings and I don't have my new project yet. And then he just didn't answer anything in particular and said, okay, you'll see, just use your mindset to proceed. I didn't know at the time what it meant, but I realized that mindset, it was the only thing that was left to me, and my work environment completely changed. I will show you my work environment at that time. It looked like this. It's quite a complicated slide and a complicated project it was. At the time, a little bit over a year ago at SoftServe, we have started an initiative for internal education for our project managers. So that was the project that awaited me when I left delivery. I became a contributor into a huge initiative that was running a rehearsed waterfall scheme that has been there for years. It worked perfectly and it was good on so many levels. But it had its issues, and I will tell you a little bit more about that. So, this program, Project Management Leadership Program, was designed at first. The concept took us a little bit over 3 months to create, just on the level of high-level concept. Then it took us 2 months together with a SoftServe University. Yes, that SSU abbreviation is a SoftServe University, one of my current stakeholders. Then we, with working groups with different people, we started documenting what we actually wanted people to learn as a result of this participation in this program. And then we had a hard milestone. It was fixed in date and time, and after that no changes were allowed. So we actually showed to the board of directors of SoftServe this project, and we got an approval to proceed. The concept was okay, and we decided to go into implementation phase. So for me, for the person who did sprints for the previous at least 7 years, who scaled Scrum in my previous project, it was a little bit hard at first, but then I accepted, because for agile mindset, the first stage is accepting the way you work now. If you can't change the environment, you embrace it, and that's the value of embrace the change in Agile Manifesto. So I embraced this change, even though the project was doing a different approach than I used to. And we started for the next 3 months preparing the learning materials, and it took us maybe more time, maybe less, and we gradually flew into the phase of putting together a training team, and trainers conducted trainings, and then another 4 months has passed. It was quite a long project, and we had a beautiful retro at the end. So it may not sound very weird for people who worked with the waterfall approaches before, and the statistics was okay. We spent a year for the new initiative, and we got a great NPS, 81, which is good, and we eventually educated 20 people. So that was our bottleneck. And we have 500 managers at SoftServe. How long do you think it would take us using this approach to educate 500 managers? If we educated 20, okay, we could have launched 2 groups in parallel, but we would have educated 40, I don't know. So yeah, as beautiful as the scheme was, and it actually fulfilled demand for education in past, but with the company scaling so rapidly right now, we had to do something. And then we came up with an approach, having conducted some lessons learned. We switched to a cycle which is, well, not very famous, maybe in delivery circles, but it is agile at heart. It's the ADDIE model for learning solutions. It reminds a lot of cycles that you could have seen in the past, and basically ADDIE stands for Analyze, Design, Development, Implementation, Evaluation. Just a small metaphor here, PDCA, if you remember Deming's cycle, Plan, Do, Check, Act. It's a neighbor, basically, maybe an older, younger brother to that scheme, so we did that. And what it meant that we started this year with analyzing what actually what goals we had, how to fulfill them. We didn't think about high-level concepts too much. We just straight away went into fulfilling the goals that education had. Then we designed a concept and designed a flow where we mapped all learning objectives and all trainings to the actual tasks, to the actual job that managers do every day. So we do not teach people no more, we teach people the things that they don't need just for the sake of the future. We started thinking how to teach people the skill that they need here and now. And then development phase, it actually is about finding a training team and beginning of the execution of the program. At the implementation phase, we release smaller batches of like releases of features, let's say, releases of little sets of trainings, one per iteration. And then evaluation comes, and the difference is that it doesn't happen once at the end, it happens actually after each training. What we did, we went for one full cycle, and it took us some time, and after that we realized we don't need to repeat A and D, analyze, design phase, and we repeated the shorter cycles 3 times. At least now we have repeated 2, and we have 1 in progress right now as I'm speaking. So basically, how is it different from the traditional approach, and in what way is it agile? I will tell you right away. Wait for the data. So, the total duration of the program, fully reinvented, is now 8 months. It's not 12. We have each cycle for 2 months, which is quite good considering that we develop our educational solutions from scratch. So we don't have any content, any material, any trainer, and we decide to take 4 trainings to production, to the end user, to our managers. We start from scratch, and in 2 months we have 5 trainings with fully validated content from top-notch professionals. We also grew in our scalability. Right now we have 2 programs running in parallel and 6 groups of managers of junior level and candidates to senior level. By the end of the year, we expect 189 people to be educated to complete this program and to take this skill set into delivery. So we actually scaled using this more iterative, more agile approach, like 10 times almost. And well, it might happen that we even teach more than 200 people. Right now it's our estimate, and we are striving to overdo it. Our NPS is also a flexible thing. Since we do cycles here, so we repeat each training 3 to 4 times per year, and after the first one we receive feedback from end users. It's our participants, and we take this feedback and we implement it into the next training solution. So when you next time come to the training, the next group comes, they have it redesigned a little bit to fulfill better their learning desires. And therefore, the cycle 2 showed that our NPS has already grew to 83 and overdid the last year's KPI. And it is still growing. So the thing is that by doing this constant improvement, by implementing this agile at heart approach of constant improvement, we obtain better results. And our managers are picky, you know. They do put us 2 out of 5 if we are not doing a good education job. So we are really dependent on our end user. Let me now show you how we took into practice of non-delivery project all 4 agile values. First of all, I will a little bit reiterate on the training backlog with you. A concept of backlog exists with the features. We don't have features here, we don't have stories here, but we somehow need to enable this flexibility. We used to have a long program like with the 20 of trainings on the list. And right now, we do have these 20 trainings on the list, but for each iteration, for each cycle, we drag 4 to 5 to our iteration backlog. Think of trainings as features. That's the closest metaphor. That's the closest synonym. For example, we have 3 major directions when we educate our managers. First, the hot business topics. That is the world of business. It's quite flexible, it's rapidly changing, so they have their own demand for knowledge from project managers, the knowledge that they should have to do their jobs well. And this could be the topics, let's say, account development, the innovative approaches there, which is taught by our American colleagues, and we take the latest practices there, and also nail a pre-sale. I like this rhyme, a little rhyme there, how to nail a pre-sale, how to win deals when we compete against many other companies. So this could be the hot business demand as of now. Then there are fundamental skills. So the trainings that will never be useless, the skills that are fundamental, like higher education at the university, that the manager uses for her lifetime. It's conflict management, cost management, any area from the previous version of PMBOK, like whatever fundamental area we take, we teach it as a fundamental skill. But we don't overdo it. In each iteration, we have just 2 topics from each segment. And also, right now, our colleague Igor told us about personal brand building. And yes, we do teach our managers at SoftServe about how to build personal brand in these educational sessions in our leadership programs, because we strongly believe that people in our company have to position themselves at the market correctly, have to be professionals whose profiles are speaking for themselves and the company. And we have a bunch of such topics. It's not only the personal brand, the innovative learning, we believe in it, and we actually insert these innovations in our leadership programs. So that's our backlog for iteration, and we have 4 to 5 of such iterations per year. Each training is taken into production and then repeated several times. So the program follows the principle of American college more than it used to. So we are now giving more liberty to people to be with us voluntarily and to rate our work independently and anonymously, so from where we take our next steps for next improvements. How we do that? Let's go to work in process for a little bit, because when I came, it all looked so very different. And it wasn't only my effort that it took. It actually is collaboration in which I strongly believe that we as a team with people, we did tremendous changes. And look at how workflows started changing. The first evolution happened on the level where we interact with people. We take people into our programs, and it used to be in a way that we would take them, try to close gaps in their professional skills. These people would return to delivery, and they become wonderful individual contributors whose performance is boosting. So, okay, you're a great project manager now, here is your promotion, here is your raise, like, welcome to the team of senior management. Great, but not enough. We decided to have more product-oriented approach this year. So as you have heard, we treat our managers as end users. Like if you're releasing an app, you have people who could download it, rate it, either they like it or not. We have the same. We have this rating that we receive after each training, and therefore we are dependent on the opinion in tailoring our next steps in this solution. We treat our managers right now not like individual contributors who are doing something wrong, but we are right now treating them as agents of change. When we release them from the program, they graduate, we want them to go to the teams and act as agents of change. We want them to take this shifted mindset by our not very traditional educational approach, this product-oriented mindset. We want them to take it back to their teams and to influence them with the shift in their mindset. So we do implement the people and interactions value in practice here. The next one, which I believe is very important, is how we work in the team to obtain this result. Before that, I was talking about our participants, how we change the way we are treating them. Now let's talk about the team I have and how it all looks inside. For you guys in delivery, it's not maybe something very new, but for many people who joined, who do not belong to delivery projects, it's a great mindset shift. So how we used to work? We each worked in a different department. For example, there is a SoftServe university, there is a tech school there, a business school, there is IT academy. All people are great professionals in their own units, and there is a PMO, me from there, and we all did our job beautifully. We would sync whenever we would need it, ad hoc. Well, we need to sync, we do sync. We would not depend on one another. We would not have any common goals. I didn't know which KPIs my colleagues from university have, you know? Like, we didn't go towards the same goal. We would just guess that the success of the program is our common success, but we wouldn't be sure. Right now, what we have changed, we have a cross-functional team where me from project management office side, SoftServe University people, and people from delivery, actual associate delivery directors, senior managers, we all come and work as one single team. Since we are quite mature professionals, we are more or less self-organized, okay? So we did start using task tracking tools, so I don't have to come and ask my colleagues, so what are you doing now? How are things going? I can just see that in the tools that we integrated, like we use Asana. It just fulfills our need. We don't need a Jira there, but it's an innovation here, you see? People just weren't used to sharing their daily routines, what they do, and collaborate with different functional departments. So and now it feels great, and we have great employee NPS in this team. And we also have a retro after each training and a retro with instructor, and the retro is concentrated not about, okay, you did this wrong and that doesn't work. We ask trainer the first question, how are you feeling? How was it for you? What did you notice? How are you as a person? So we strongly believe in collaboration here, and we try to obtain it at each level. We have a great collaboration here, which is not on the slide, but I will tell you just from my heart with our senior management in the company. And I would say that by observing this approach, more and more people start to believe that we can change the ways we work outside the delivery, and more people come and ask, how are you doing this? And please share. So yeah, now I'm sharing our case. Listen to it, and maybe you take it to legal or accounting, who knows. Like financial people, we are coming for you. Yeah, just kidding, okay. Well, I also had a few customers who learned about this experience of us doing an innovative educational program, and who wanted us to come and teach people who teach at their companies how to teach better. Like I said, teach a lot, but yeah, you got the point. So we are improving processes of education in our companies, hopefully customers' companies. So yeah, that's cool. Next, yeah, bear with me for a few more values. We have 2 more to come. Get working results. I told about that. It wasn't just enough to close gaps. It wasn't just enough for people to pass certifications or tests better. It wouldn't serve the purpose of impact on business. The real reason why we did this program, and it's called not just randomly called the Project Management Leadership Program. We wanted this to be the program that impacts the business, takes it to the next level, and that managers grow as leaders. It will not be simply obtained by them listening to a lecture and then taking a test. First, we now removed lecture part, the theory part from education in class. What they do, they study theory online whenever they feel like. So if you're a morning person, you wake up and you listen to some watch videos, listen to some audios, podcasts, and read some articles which are required for you to attend a practical class with instructor. The practice we have is the skilled instructor who is an expert in this area. He or she comes and teaches for, say, 2 hours. And when you come and sit in this class online, because yeah, work from home, remote, you know, all this thing, You come and sit in the class and you start like exercise 1, 2, group collaboration, breakout room, do this stuff, do this practice. There is no time for lecturing. You have to have learned that before. And the third thing, which is actually required, is that, yeah, all these trainings are about what you do in your real delivery projects. Like when you go back to your team, you have to take this obtained skills and knowledge and practice it. Without that, it will not just work. It will not work. I do not believe that it is going to work. So you get working results, and we measure these working results by impact on business that we make. And about the efficiency of the program, we will see in half a year by coming to our delivery leader team, and we will ask them, how are you feeling about how we taught your managers? Do you see any impact on business? I will do that. I'm telling you now, so in half a year, ask me that question. And the last but not the least, responding to change. Yeah, I told maybe about 5 times now that we are doing retros, and that's great, because that's really great. And apart from doing retros, I have really 4 changes that were integrated, and they turned out to be great. So summing it all up, how we respond to change. The first, okay, online. It was painful at first. The thing was that we did have all our trainings offline, and we had to move to the new online platforms and ways of working online. And the thing is, it was great. We saved a lot of money, and we reinvest them into doing more and more trainings on innovative topics. We now can gather groups from each location. It doesn't really matter. I remember being from Kharkiv myself, I would wait for half a year for a trainer to come because we didn't have enough people to invite a trainer. So right now it doesn't really matter. I can join from like whatever location. I shouldn't wait for my education. And now we can scale. We are running 3 groups in parallel for 2 programs. We can run like 10 if we have participants that want to study in the amount to fill in 10 groups. Doesn't really matter. The scalability is fulfilled with the same amount of people, like 3 people on the team working, and they can either ensure education for 20 people or 200. This change to Agile makes it possible to do with the same amount of people more work and to get more results. The next one is we actually, inside the team, we measure work in progress, lead time, and that is beautiful. And I didn't share it with you because that is remotely related, but we did integrate these metrics, and we do them the same as in delivery. We track our bottlenecks, and yeah, we do more Kanban-related approach here because Scrum with the sprints of smaller duration don't work for us that well, and our milestones can be a little bit shifted. So here we are very happy with these metrics, and we made reporting so easy because management likes data, management likes forecasting, having metrics, having transparent approaches. Management likes our reports now. It all looks beautiful and everyone's happy. As I said, cross-functional collaborative teams. I will not stop at that one for a long time. We started using task tracking tools and multiple, and actually almost forgot. We set common goals now. So we, PMO and SSU, SoftServe University, and people from delivery, we have in our personal KPIs and our team KPIs the same goal. So we are all interested in working towards the same goal. That's what unites us, and that's what makes it great. And the last but not the least, iterative approach. As I said, I described it all. Our iterations are longer. Yes, they are 2 months due to the specifics of learning solutions development, but it is also working great. Yeah, we will have our own issues, and you will maybe hear me speaking next year about more issues we had using this approach and how we changed, and that's what makes us agile as well, evolution. And I anticipate a huge evolutionary change after this year to the next year to come, where we continue the project management leadership programs. I know we'll have questions, but before you ask some, I have quite a few answers for you. And yes, you can do Agile in finance, in HR, in people development, whenever you want, you can do Agile, because right now we are also developing a training for Agile HR. and Agile People Development, and we are looking into Agile Finance training in some time. So stay tuned, and you will hear more about taking Agile into non-delivery departments of your organization from SoftServe. The next one. I also traveled during pandemic, and yeah, that was hard and challenging and scary, and what you wanted to see not always was possible to see. Yes, you can do also some Agile planning and Agile implementation of your complicated trip to the different part of the world. And stay happy and ask me how I'll do the talk on that. Yeah, I promise you guys, I'll talk to you about how to travel with Agile mindset in Corona times. And the last and not the least, yes, it really gets you, and then you can't help but practice it. Yeah, this Agile mindset, it will stick, it will stay. Like, be careful. If you don't like it, don't try it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tanya, and thank you for sharing the story. I actually lived this once again with you now, and must admit that it was really challenging, but still great. Great achievements, great results, and great the story itself. Thank you very much. We have a number of questions, as you might assume. Let me start from this one. What was the most useful training you participated in over the last year or two?
Yeah, depends from which perspective we're talking about. When I first came to work in project management office, I took an organizational change management training from our colleague and change management lead Anna Kampaniec, because I really needed it. Organizational change management, it's not the same which is change management on projects. And when you implement large solutions across huge organizations, you really need to know the flow, how it's done. But well, I'm not sure it fits everyone, because that talks about really huge scale. Which I needed. And another interesting one was from Helen Lubchak about SAFe, Scaled Agile Framework. We passed it like a month ago, and it actually got our minds straight with a bunch of colleagues, how you scale Agile, how you do SAFe, and actually, finally, we stopped confusing several things about SAFe, which people often confuse.
Okay, great, thank you. One more great question from my point of view. How not to overlook the quality when we are scaling and implementing Agile solutions?
I'm sorry, overlook the quality?
Yeah, how not to overlook the quality when we are scaling and implementing Agile solutions?
Yeah, so the thing is that you obviously set up metrics, and they show you it's like a radar, and you include quality metrics as a part of your success metrics of any project, delivery, non-delivery it is. And also times happen that, for example, in trainings, we also have a lack of quality, and this constant improvement thing that makes you change things as they emerge and solve problems as they emerge. And while scaling, you just need to put together some guidelines and best practices and spread it across your Agile organization. Not in a prescriptive manner, of course, but to try to spread it through agents of change, these best practices of quality and how to implement it.
Okay, got it. Thank you very much. So one more question, which is quite interesting as well. Please give 5 reasons why the project manager should become a trainer.
Well, I don't know if I can give you 5, but becoming a trainer is also a part of mindset of an educator. By choosing to become an educator, the person should strongly believe that this is the means to change the world. It sounds a little bit, you know, like magnificent, but education, it's something that changes people's minds and obviously how they do their jobs and obviously the lives and the quality of their lives. But if our society grows in our education level, if our society grows, you know, like in knowledge, they stop making poor decisions, they start voting smarter, you know. It all changes the lives of people around too. So by spreading education, by spreading knowledge into this world, you're raising the world to the better future. That is what I believe in. And if you a little bit share this value of mine, you should definitely become a trainer. And of course, yes, trainers get from time to time some bonuses here and there. Trainers get some publicity here and there, build their personal brand here and there, but the first thing is the basic thing.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I totally share with you your position, and I can just add that being a trainer is fun.
Yeah,
So
and it is fun.
why not to have it?
Yeah.
Okay, we have two more really conceptual questions, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
First one is sort of same practical and conceptual. What is the major difference between agile projects and ordinary projects?
Well, ordinary projects. What are the ordinary projects?
Non-agile. I don't know.
Guys, it all is for the need of, let's say, okay, so there are environments where doing a non-agile project in a standard waterfall manner, it's okay, it's crucial, it is important. People still build bridges using traditional models, that's fine. People still build planes and aerospace apparatus, the things that fly to Mars using more traditional approaches, and that is fine because it serves the purpose. And doing agile, it just really should fit the need to scale or to evolve, to be oriented to the end customer. And if you have all of that as a demand for your final result, then adopt agile. There are environments where you don't need that, and that is okay too, because remember, we embrace the change. So yeah, by not doing agile, you are somehow adopting one of agile values too.
Okay, thank you very much. Great answer. And sorry for too many questions, but I can't stop asking you. It's so interesting. The really conceptual one. What is the future of education for project managers?
The future of education is not doing some learning from a book or watching a video and then taking a multiple choice quiz and getting a PDF certificate to your mail. I do not believe that serves a good purpose. It just serves a purpose of collecting PDF certificates either ticked on your wall or in your mailbox. But the future of project management education is through collective, collaborative work, case studies, fail nights, I don't know, coming and networking and talking about things with colleagues, and doing some collaborative educational classes like ours, where you just come and you just do exercise practice and another exercise. So, and then you take it to your real delivery project and become there an agent of change. So that's the future of PM education.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'm sorry, I keep receiving questions, so
yeah.
You are so popular today. One question, most probably is from some of our colleagues, PMs at SoftServe, really practical. Tanya, will you grant PDUs, which are professional development units, after completion of this leadership program for project managers?
Yeah, that I should discuss with our previous speaker, Roman Reznikov. If he and PMI accept our program as something that should grant PDUs, the chances are, but that's a good idea. I'll talk to Roman about that.
Thank you. Thank you once again. And thank you for joining us today as a speaker, and thank you for all your passion and contribution to this conference.